Shalom. How's everyone doing this Thursday afternoon? For those who don't know me, my name is Mr. Andrew Williams. I'm also known as the Prophet of War. Today I'd like to take the time to share this awesome testimony which I experienced last night as I used my psychic abilities to protect this beautiful young lady from harm or from being attacked with by this homeless man with a knife. I'm gonna try to keep the video as short as possible, but if not, please bear with me. In other words, be patient. Last night, after 8 o'clock, I decided to go into the lobby of the motel where I'm staying at, to sit out in the lobby to do some artwork as I'm working on another art piece for a beautiful young lady. So after I spent about an hour or so in the lobby to do some artwork, I noticed that this homeless man came into the lobby to go up to the desk clerk to try to purchase a room. Based upon the conversation I overheard, he was homeless, but he was working on a construction site, and he had the boss on a construction site got him a room. For whatever reason, the reservation of the room didn't show up with his name on it or with his boss on it. So he got kind of loud with the desk clerk behind the glass, and then he was trying to argue with the desk clerk. So that lasted about a good 5 minutes. Then he stormed out of the lobby and just left. Said that he was going to be back. So at first I didn't make no big deal out of it, because I see this all the time in the lobby with different people trying to get a room there at the motel. So about 45 minutes later, about a good 45 minutes later, the guy came back. But this time when he came back, he did have some food in his hand, and I noticed when he got to the window to check that the reservation of the room with his boss' name went through, or with his name went through, and it didn't. And once again, when I overheard, it still haven't went through. But I did notice this time he had like a long wooden object sticking out of his back pocket, and so I stopped when I noticed the long object about this long, about a round circle like this, the brown object. At first I thought it was just a wooden stick. Then I looked at it more carefully. My intuition was telling me, no, that's not a wooden stick, that's a knife. Then I said, okay, maybe my mind is playing tricks on me. And then I looked closer. I said, it could be one of the knives that we use in the martial arts, about this long and this round, and is in a wooden sheath, and so stuff like that. So my when my intuition clicked in, as my psychic senses went on a high alert, he was trying, after he noticed that his name still didn't show up, that he was registered for a room at the motel, he started getting loud with the desk clerk and started screaming at her and hollering at her to make a scene. And he did that on purpose. So I sat back and I placed my pen on my art pad and sat back to pay more close attention and to be more aware what he was going to do. Just kept my eyes on him. And then he started yelling and screaming at the desk. As he was yelling and screaming at the desk clerk, he attempted to reach for his back, for the knife in his back pocket. Then while he was tempted, he slightly turned around. He saw me looking at him, and then he just froze. And then telepathically, I didn't say a word verbally, but telepathically, I said to him psychically, "Leave, I will hurt you." And he just looked at me with his hand as he froze, as he looked back like that, where he reached for his knife. And then while he just still standing there, because he stood there about a good 5-10 seconds, like that, looking back at me. And so telepathically I would say, "Leave, I will hurt you." So he was standing there for a good 5-10 seconds looking at me. And then clairvoyantly, my other psychic ability, clairvoyantly, I saw in a vision that what his attention was going to do, provoke a situation to argue, to get in a major argument with the desk clerk behind the desk and the glass window. He was gonna pull out the blade, then go to the door, start banging and kicking the door in so he could attack the young lady with the knife. But when he saw me looking at him, then he finally turned back and looked at the young lady, and then he removed his hand from his back, like he, and just faced the young lady, starts, continue screaming and yelling at her, and then he just left. And then that was it. After he left, I got up, went to the front desk is, as the young lady was standing, to look at the security the security screen to see where he go. And then he got in his car, his station wagon, and just drove off. Then me and the young lady, we got in a conversation, and after the young lady kind of calmed down, and then she did mention she felt kind of uneasy, and then didn't want to give the man the room. And then, because she did admit to me that his name did show up, but she didn't feel comfortable giving the young man the room. So after I listened to what she was saying, then I went on and said, "That's a good idea you didn't, because he had a knife in his back pocket, and his intention was to provoke a situation to attack you with that knife by kicking in the door, to come behind the counter to attack you." And her eyes just opened up wide because she was surprised, and she said, "Oh, I didn't see the knife." Then she explained why she couldn't see the knife, because her being short, she couldn't really see over the counter. And then while the guy was facing her, she couldn't really see behind the guy's back to see what was in his back pocket. So, then I, and I let her know I wouldn't allow anything to happen to you, because that's why I stopped doing my artwork and just kept my eyes on him. Because as soon as he would put out his knife, I was going to jump him, to make sure she was safe and protected. And so she just smiled and stuff like that. So that's my awesome testimony, how I use both my psychic ability telepathically to warn the guy to leave, as I was prepared to protect the young lady from a life-threatening situation, and then clairvoyantly how I seen the whole incident played out in a vision, what his intention was how he was going to do things. So that was my psychic testimony I wanted to share. So I appreciate y'all stopping by to watch and to listen. Y'all have a good and blessed day. Shalom.